and Stitch is the newest Disney live-action remake of the beloved Disney animated film based on the 2002 film of the same name. The plot of the film, it's the story we all know from the original film. If you haven't known the story, it centers around this Hawaiian girl named Leo who lives with her big sister Nani. And of course, Leo befriends with a blue alien mistaken as a dog named him Stitch, officially known as 626. Now, going into this film, I didn't really have so much hesitation for this one because it's another Disney live-action remake, which I know a lot of people are getting sick and tired of hearing of. People come to Disney, or now soon DreamWorks is going to copy that trend. Depends on the success of How to Train Your Dragon. That's a whole other thing. But despite all that, my overall opinion on this film, it's alright, I guess. It's fine. It's a passable entertainment flick with some enjoyable moments here and there, but it's not going to be as good as the original. I think everyone is going to say that. Some people say they will like it, but they say it's not as good as the original film because how the animated film has more life to it, while the live-action remake does have some life to it, but doesn't really capture that same feeling, if you know what I mean. But despite all that, there are some positive things about this film. There are some things to like about it. I will say this, the acting is actually pretty solid. Especially the child actress who plays Leo. I can't remember the actress' name, but she was actually really, really good. She is really talented in this movie. She brought so much charisma her acting, and I think she has a good chemistry between a director and the actress. So I think there's a good child actor and director have that chemistry, and especially towards her co-star Nani, who is played by an actress, I can't remember her name. She was actually quite good. Both the chemistry, and they're both of the highlight of the film. They're both capture that same feeling, and there's some emotional beats to it, which I will give some credit to. The emotional weight is there. I will applaud it. And Nani does have some kind of character arc in this one, her being a marine biologist. I hope I pronounced that correctly, so if I said it wrong. That's what she wants to do, but she has to become a mother type of bond with Leo, but Leo wants her to be her sister, not her mom. But again, it's just a wee thing going on phase with her being a mum or sister. But it's a nice little moment between those two. It is the strongest part of the film. And I will admit, there are some touching moments between those two characters. I will give it that for sure. And as far as the other ones, they're fine. There are some new characters. And of course, we've got some ones we saw from the animated film, like David, Cobra Bubbles, and a few others like I mentioned, and of course we have Jumbo and Pleakley in the film, along with Stitch. As far as David's character, he's fine. The actor did his best, but I wish there was more to him. And of course we do have like a relationship between him and Nani. I wish we could have more time with them, because in the original film we don't get much of it, but I wish we could have expanded upon it more and maybe see how the relationship goes. I wish we could have dived into that, because I think that would have seen more of it. Even though we do got bits of it in the animated film, but here it's kind of lacking. I wish they could have maybe expand upon it, and which we could have seen, which it could have worked in the long run, but again, it's another thing for Disney movies. They forgot to add something, or maybe they just didn't touch upon, which they could have done at the very least. And as far as the nerd characters, like Cobra Bubbles, he was fine. He was alright. He's a CIA agent. He was in the animated film, but he's also secretly as a social worker, which plays by a woman this time, who's actually the same voice actress who voiced Nani in the original Lilo Stitch film. It's kind of like another typical Disney live action remake. They're going to bring certain voice actors who voice their characters from their animated counterpart and come into the live action department, kind of like 2023's Little Mermaid remake with Jodie Benson in the marketplace, which is a little like a was a point in time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio going It's the same thing. You get that moment of a Disney remake, or certain remakes outside of Disney, there's going to bring certain actor or actress into the movie of the original or the remake. As far as other ones go, they are fine. All the characters are there. They have their moments, but they're not really that interesting, especially the newer ones. But as far as Stitch goes, voiced by Chris Saunders, who directed the original animated film and also did the voice of him in the original movie, and hear him voicing that character again, it just brings back so much nostalgic memories. There's so much people will come and hear his voice, which if it wasn't Chris Saunders voicing him, it could have brought someone else, but thankfully they didn't recast him. They got him back. Kind of like similar to James Earl Jones, who did the voice of Mufasa in the live action remake of The Lion King, which I know, but for a moment you do hear his voice, it's like music to your ears type of thing. And hearing his voice, it's just fun to watch. And he has not left. He has not phoned it in. He just goes into it. And his design does look actually quite good. It looks really cute, very adorable, and he does look like his anime counterpart. He has that real texture to him with the fur and the eyes, the ears, and just everything details. They got all the details correct, so he does look like Stitch, like his anime counterpart, kind of like similar to Pokemon Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog movies with their live action anime counterparts. They have their, keep their facial expressions there and also their body movements and their, everything about them, but it makes them add some real texture to them, so which it does add something. And as far as the other alien creatures like Jumbo and Plickly in the film, Jumbo and Plickly, they're fine, they're alright, they have their moments, but my biggest problem with Jumbo in this film, I found him done them dirty a little bit, because Jumbo is the villain in the movie, because the director's confirmed it all over the internet, Gantu's not in the movie. So if you're expecting Gantu to be in the film, sorry guys, he's not. That's kind of lacking in that area, because Captain Gantu, I know he's not the most interesting Disney villain, but they could at least maybe add him in there, maybe give some more character to him. That would have worked. I get why they did it, but at the same time I kind of feel like you could have had him in there. You could have had something that would have worked. But they made Jumbo as the villain, which... Now, it could work, but the execution of it, the story, oh no, it just didn't work. And Zach Galifianakis as Jumbo, he's completely miscast. Now, I don't hate the actor, I do think he does try, but he just doesn't really capture that same feeling as Jumbo in the anime film with that German or Russian accent. And it's just his character. I kind of missing that. It's kind of missing that oomph to it. Now, I get you wanted to make your character on your own. That's fine. Do as you wish. Make your character your own. But you have to stay true to what makes the character great. I'm all for it. I don't know if it's him as the problem or maybe it's just the miscasting choice. But again, maybe that's both things. Give me both things at the same time. As far as the story, it's very similar. It does add a few things to change a little bit. Well, I appreciate some changes. Some changes I feel like they're just doing it for the sake of change, for the sake of changes, which I kind of feel like, okay, why are you doing that? Okay, I can see we did that one, but why did that one? That could have worked in live action very well. But I try not to sound like negative on Disney live action remakes. I'm trying to be fair with them because, every Disney live action remake, there's going to be some changes or certain things that fans will appreciate, others will probably hate. That all depends on how you see it. But again, I don't hate changes. I don't mind them. I tolerate them, but certain changes in this film, there's some okay, I'll let that slide up. I'm okay with that. Other ones like Jumbo's the villain, I kind of go, no, I wouldn't do that. That's kind of dumb. I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm not complaining. I just feel like that could have done so much better in execution. And there are some nostalgia moments, like certain songs, of course, the Elvis Presley music, which you do hear in the film, which you do hear from the animated film, which you do incorporate that. And some of the songs are there, especially Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride, which I will admit, hearing that song, but with a different singer this time, which it captured that same kind of oomph to it, which I do appreciate. And I do think they captured some moments there made me go, oh yeah, that's from the animated film. Oh, little moment there, which I did quite liked. And the further that did kind of drag a little bit. It did feel like it did drag on a bit to extend, which I get they did some things in there, but it's kind of like either may or break some of the fans. But again, what do you expect from it? Lilo and Stitch remake 2025 is fine. I think it's a fine movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I think it's a fairly entertaining. While some changes I can appreciate, some of the changes I'm not a fan of. But that being said, it's a fine movie. If you have kids, you can take them to see it and they'll have a good time. I've seen a couple of kids going to see this movie with their moms and their dads. They brought their Stitch plushie toys and they're wearing Stitch t-shirts on. And there's a lot of Stitch fever going to that cinema. When you go to the cinema, you're going to see tons of people wearing Stitch outfits, costumes, and merchandise. It's like a fever going on. It's kind of like every film, it's going to be some type of fever kicking in. But that being said, Lilo Stitch, it's a fine movie. I would say go and see it if you want to, but if you're not really a fan of remakes or Disney live action remakes, I would say you don't have to watch them. You can just stick to the original. The original still exists at your home on your DVD, Blu-ray, or watch it on Disney Plus or whatever. Just watch the original. If you're happy with the original to exist, just watch the original. You don't have to see this remake if you don't want to. But again, it's making money. It's doing well at the box office. So people will probably go and see it because it is a recognizable name or IP. So that's something to work with. I'm going to give Lilo and Stitch 2025 a B-. Guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Lilo and Stitch? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright? Or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.